A vote for Dr. Bawumia is a vote to secure your destiny. And a vote for this digital man is a new era, a new dawn, a new beginning of prosperity. Let the victory of the NPP emanate from Eastern region. It's a Riano ewo epue. I am it hot top baby.
Enti Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kitamudie no ekoso and so many places across the country. Be on standby. Enche bia obedu mpotem. Na ohwe Ghana for ekwan Ghana for faso boje Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so enya mbre tie ni nsem no to ne bo ase chirechire mu hwe Ghana for na eya na ya muka. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia uti de enu asame okuka ye na o say Dr. Bawumia de wambasa obeti akoma ono wambase obedisika Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abano yemfa ncheche enti yebo ho ban ase yebo ho ban dia na chese wo befre wo nua na wo nua so afre nua na ye gina wo pintim se ne eti bia propaganda ntron kontompo na da bia ndisifo eno mu kandini e de benante wo bia na be gina wo pinti na yesu Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia vote nim kopem se de be she ballot box nim come December 2024 na ye bo apro ye koba ye din komo nyina ebusafo ye sremo abato ene ye kokoto Ghana enei ye shining example che say aman bebre especially bibi mu ha e de Ghana eye ensensodie ana e ka asem kire nipa bebre ye democracy no ya baye nim ya koye nim etintim si ye bo ho ban enti ye ne ye ho kasa ne ye kan che ye ho say abato ne no ne se obekọ ballot box na do waba no akwakohyem uwia ye kan wia de obedi bia no na wadi basa ye ene niema ebebo ye man no ede ohawa bere man ne de ye nyina ntwe ye ho fim enti ye de the next chapter show ene yi e ka che mrante ne maba ne mebu nyina se ye memma ye ho kwan na obi emfa ndada endada ne yenye niema bia ebese o man no ye memma obi nhye ye bufuo ne bufuo no ema ye nkodi dwuma bia ebese o man no Dr. Mahmoud Babian nanted the 5 northern regions a campaign for so many weeks. In who ye share videos, ye share who near my TV, so near the fe kama. About the saying, and a former President Mahama call ye 1 day pay a dear chin, ye shiniama, esseniama. Ye were mind back up Ghana. Send your party in the city of Biano, so we Nasa won 2 mana. Ye ye were ready a war 2 see a bejo. Brana for abatuano, every Dr. Mahmoud Bamia. Na moment ye near my best say a money, ye men didn't pa back pe hon ebufu, ye men fan no ebufu and say o mine. Send the tibia, the obeka, the obeye, penasama tutiano. Nemum, they are NDC for chita for ni bi ejeno, yana hadrin. 1 day pa, okoye campaign, e wahadi echi, and moment yen hunsun sanso.
I want to tell you, politics it is not about tradition, it is not about conflict. We say politics, not politics, not discrimination. I am a member of NDC and I have people who follow my back. I have a group, I have a gang. I call M. Ayarga Boy. We are to ban it. I said you want to tell them something? National Democratic Congress, you are disgracing. You never believe us, even once. Respect us. Boku Township waited for you, but you never came to see us. Politics is not about tribalism. Exactly. Politics is about numbers. Exactly. And it risks our lives. Yeah. People are standing in front of the house. It's not what they do. We are doing it. We are not about the party anyway. So we are supporting NDC executives and the agenda for the opposition. We are supporting them. We are doing the thing. We are not afraid. We are fighting. We are the people in town who are capable to bring the people out to vote. But now they have made us to know that politics is about tribalism. It is not about numbers. We are NDC for NDC. We are NDC for who that all people are following for who. Why is the candidate coming to Baku? And can we even look at the house that founded?
Batwo ehun ewon sunsaso. Eti odia ne se emre no so a obefa ballot paper no at the polling station. Na watu amenipa ope ana watu etia nipa no na de share ballot box dem obia akoye campaign in the 5 northern regions politicians be reako former president Mahama nkwa akoye campaign 1 day pa ade echi ye no hwe ho sunsanso yesremo you may have your own internal party issues but you don't bring it to the rest of the citizens. Ye dream ye ho a ye dream ko ebe fa so ebe boy ye man ye ebe boy ye man no. We are ever ready as a political party, as a campaign, to receive anybody that believes in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And the GD say uti di amranti Kenya clearly omu nijide bia wo mo leader nim na amu nijide wo mo leader mu a e ma mo nhye ma mo fa mo aba no e fa mbre Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na mo ntoma no na enepa owo no on fa mbra emeboa enumri de e ka che Ghana amranti ne maba across the country ne say let's say no to violence in politics. Let's say no to any form of violence in politics. So when opinion ye adwene to abetia no me meto abetia for my president Mahama because me ngini so betumi abo my way mo mani abre mrantie ne maba mo video yi mo mani abre say mo mpe na me mfeja tutia no awo tutia na ne nue bit ne nchen a ne nue bi afa baby ayeden efremu until all of you in the video and your families and all the people who disagree with former President Mahama no yes remo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye ready waye krado a obeje mu nyina awa wetu wonto abama no na onfa ne nimdie ne na adwensronko no wo no emfa beboa Ghana man ene ansa na member the subject matter no so no de bi asemba kwaya meka ne say abeya ye kwakoto in the year 2024 December no eye communal labor nipa bebre na wo Ghana ha mo de o ma ho de no makoma no bibia hye abana ye kwakoto dimu me ne wo kase ya meme next chapter show yi eye me nko awo millions of Ghanaians na wo across the country a almost so can Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho nsempa no e kire Ghana for de ntia ye nto abanti adwo Mahama ne nto abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There is a clear reason why akwan bia so say nyine kan ho bom na to abetia former president Mahama ne make sure say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be win elections here because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wa adwen foforo adwen sonko no so de ne de ba beboa omayi na ye be say esa say ye be hye nkran say emfa ho bebia wo odi a wo betumi aye no say wo yakola say wo ye pani say wo ya brantie bebia wo bia no bobodin say wo be kan Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ho nsempa no a che wonua enkankan minuanom Gen Zs no like I keep saying Gen Zs ne de NDC for your madwen say embra na former president Mahama wa abemu aso mampeni no na Gen Zs ne bebre wedi 8 years 7 years 9 years inti ne nsɛmɔne obedi tia on my way no NDC for say nsɛmɔne no obedi ye no na yesusa inti ye nkai inti de oya ne sɛ onam onka hwe oni message bia na ototo niama ho anyampen no say bibia say de be ya wo begie no so ayeden ato abama no na say mo kanyina ne say we mantu be mo ntoma me but ye be kai ye ho ne ya boaboa ye ho ano ne ya make sure say na we 8 years say na we 9 years say na we 10 years say na we 11 years no e say hu e kwan ya ofa so de o my way e kwa ya kaya de mu na wo gie no so to abetia no na nipa bebre na no mo send videos o mo kire e kwan o mo so mo fa so a o mo boa Mommy share videos me anyway. Na fa share wo nkran say onso bebia wo bia no onso be ye wo de kakra na wo de aboa campaign no. Mommy share videos we ni enkomra.
Good evening guys. I want to tell the NDC people that I'm not the one who created myself and I can't create myself. God who created me. Yes, it's God who created me. My family loves me. Yes, my family loves me and I'm unique in my own way. They've never thrown me away. They've never rejected me. And the reason I'm voting for MPP is that I've benefited from the free SHS. My younger sister has benefited from the free SHS. Some of my friends too have benefited from the free SHS. And I appreciate everything the government has done. So you can't tell me that the government has not done anything. Yes. He has done well and he has done his part. Na gaya muku kamani na son kan da nike. Na ji dadi kan da nike. Ban bari wani a true spirit na away. I'll never allow someone to pull my spirit away. Me ma obia and pulling my spirit. Ekwechi me domi ho se na meti. Enti ende etina metuama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Mupeo, yeah, breaking the 8th. It's possible. Inshallah. On the 7th December, we are voting for MPP. Whether you like it or not, your insults will never change me. Your insults will never change my mind for voting for MPP. Whether I will climb a tree.
It's why I could maybe to be my back to what to happen. Did you have a guy now? What woman cool? Was I was it? Or be fair member, or when it's a cocoa, or very small. When Fabian. I found I had dinner. Ghana, a bit of way, Quincy. What's in that? A good admiral. Oh, baby. Company our DNTs. What was I wear? Mr. Mr. Platform. Number international. I one way would be. It's one by no one. I won't allow. No one wait. Matches factory. That time 69. I'm walk. 43 working day. Question machines in it to work. About no be good. So what's the one of one year you may ya sack one. Not for Ghana, fear let me shoot for 1 hour. There be no good. Confidence our Ghana hey na. Maybe say MDC for one good in Ara. Maybe 79 or in the mean Ara. It's our kind one way I'm so say. It's a mama what beyond that or Biara. No, I need a juvenile. No, I fell you, Mamba. No, I said, no one for the answer. Now, you bring my young Momba.
Say, one obi in Yadrian, been dinner them. Yenina, as citizens of this country, no, Obia will vote back on. And see, Muma, Yenina, Yenya campaign here, Kokoye indecency. Oh, baby, Aujina. Kadienti and Toma Udipa, and now penny. Number of France coin, so no so bet Toma penny. And this is for Subai now, my fana. So binini omo nyadria, omo dini panatem, e de patapa, any attendee no, a bo mine. Na omo penny phone bi na asha se no mo yesa na omo chita for no so eye. Yesremo. Ye de kotodwe e pamocho. Ye de ye wogidie wo ye man mu. Nti ye mpese o man ne besai. Nti mu de se ne tie bia no. Mo na magya to mo se mo bete party. Na mo de mo hodom kebi ma mekebi. E ma mo nsei o man no e mayen. Wo hwe beautiful young lady odi kaka say ya. Atebdidi a omo di no. Ene efia omo de tare ne ho simply because o say on to ma former president Mahama. O ka say on to ma former president Mahama no so wan ka ne keke. Wa che die nti ono obeto na ba ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. O say ono de okọ free senior high school. Enti enu nti no behwe so ato ba ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. O say ni nua so okọ free senior high school. Enu nti no be gina so ato ba ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. O gidi say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be tumi abo na ne da cha eden akoso. Ade na wudi na tem. Wo say won toma ono obeto ma former president Mahama for Pudon. Obeto ma former president Mahama for nkukobon ketenkete. Also choice no. Dia ye wa ha ne say ye be kyerekere wodi enti a ense say woto abama nkukobon ketenkete because enti be mbo odache. Ye be kyerekere wodi enti ense woto abama Mahama former president because free SHS no so 2 billion on fan shim. Ye be kyerekere wodi enti a won to abama former president Mahama because oni na ban omo tonga na Japadi omo tonga na factories omo tonga na nsase edi ye be kyerekere na wagire no so enya adwen sacha na wato abama MPP ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ye de ne se ye no obedi nkomo na ye no wadi kasa ne ya kyerekere niema Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so ya oba beye ana munsua eno bi na mo de ne de atemidie nko a ubi say ndc ni say mo se mo de 24 bibi ase ne say a the first no be kan so obedi watem mo policy amodi abane ye kasa mo ncheche mo na mo di atem and this young lady, very pretty beautiful young lady, also expressing a natural right as a citizen of this country. Freedom of speech na ye kana wo bi na enunti e ma won so participate in our democracy no. I don't know the atem. But I'm very proud of this young lady. I'm a born abaso. Me sending cry encouraging baby owo bia. She's a shining example for millions of young Ghanaians across the country. Say we are protecting our future, and that this election here to December, it is an election between Yadachi and Ne, the Echemuno. And the young people of this country have chosen the future over the past. And this young lady is standing firm with all braveness to say, forget all the insults. And atemdidi amobedi mene kasa entwi amobedi kafa me hunyina no me mfa ho mokosro eba fema meto aba ama medachi meto aba ama Dr. Mahmood Bawumia mami yo kasa yi ne kasa ne bebre na ekoma me nuanum Gen Z no oma abakosem from the 60s and the 70s e kan ya be pemene e che de enti ono onto na ba ma former president Mahama owo ni nyina so ne so sisi akuo no omo ya yakayaka de omo panie ma basabasa omo sai oman wa kire kwan ofa so no ye adwuma e wo company bi aban ne gu no wa kire kwan no ofa so no ye adwuma wo mia bi a NDC aban ese no o se ni to no onto na ba ma NDC ni nyina so no wo nyina so pa wo so beto ma joma ma ene de wo ni bi wo di ansa wo so ye NDC ni nyina so pa ene den se nei ye bisa sa de ntipa na papa ono pani ono aba be di o mampani mpan a wontumi an ye o mani ye bo no o san aba se santo obama na e de empanti na obegina so ato obama na uni bi nam no so onam na o company kasa ni nyina no ontumi nkane ma potin ya o de beba e be solve ye issues aye wo onfe bi mbaye ne de na ne kasantwi no de atamdidi akakra fam na ne chita fon so aye den afa no mato so e bo man e sei man mo meyen fa kasa ene nkomodie ene adwen a eburo obidie so na yefa ye democracy no e megidi say ebeboye millions of you out there campaigning for and on behalf of Dr. Mahmood Bawumia Ghana for do amowa fa ne nyina amokasa ma Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ye hyem kran ye bom abaso obia nso ne nua ba akomu na yefa no ko police station ye nkoto aba no e ma Dr. Mahmood Bawumia na mo kai Thomas Amweni abrantie bi na o ka share che ekura bi ase ewo Upper West akem adeso na we wie school a onhu ekwan obefa so na bra obefa so na onanti tens of kilometers and so wotumi akọ school empo ne ma me bie na no ka say senka school na nkan ye free a nkan ne ba Thomas Amweni wotumi anko school mo kai sa abrantie no abrantie na aban ehu ne mbobo ehu se so wan hwa mbo na oye talented onya all A's ni exams no twa no onya A from a stroke copy mafema na empo onya all A's no waka hye room no mo kai sa abrantie no aban na nado danko ekufo do Dr. Mahmood Bawumia aban e man scholarship ekwa broche man ko sua ade no ye ne di nkomo wa hada sa abrantie no ene owie school wa graduate na guess what onya first class oni wiasia fanefo nyina na tena classroom sua ade okọ na nado danko ekufo do free SHS na mampeni da John Dramani Mahama say nkola no mabon na results na omunya no ye based on wia a omuni teacher for ka ebomu ewia da ye ka che ne say nya no kre nkola no de omaho oden ni omani eden ni omu teacher for de che pa omu de mom no e de nya sa results no sa free SHS students na onya all A's na former president Mahama say owia ye no okọ abroche memu London no onya first class bibie ni we bro first class ni abodin a e wotro pa ene Thomas Amweni ate ne ho anim ate ne maame anim ate Ghana fo anim mo me hwe Thomas Amweni sima ne yenkomra
mame ye mo ha o
eja o
ye fe me odame jare ko ambassador ye nyane ntie se abrantie bi ye bi se mo asifia no te ye fe no Amweni Thomas ye nyane ntie se wa tro wasi awie amonya 88 wa pass pa na ye hwe no o betumi ahwe no mama
mpacha betumi ahwe mama ba na so kwafu
oba
pacha ai
oba otoso ahe
mpacha otoso mienu
na no kwese wasi no wa pass pa
pacha wa pass pa na media no kureni ya na man static age eno achi o sa te middle school wa ha obi e teacher for adawroma esua be teacherfo middle school teacherfo ene primary teacherfo ma dawro ma na bo ame na mbale timi ko SS no kwa akono kwa no twafom say minister man be ko school nti
na no nanti free esua ba hana na ko SS no
onante
ko SS ben
adesu SS
okay eti no nanti free esua ba eko adesu which is 6 kilometers
empacha ai o twafom nsuo tokura no nam so ewia ba no nam so sanse minister bi amman tiam ka jansen ko nya school no kura no so nya nsuo no so ba ko enti ama teacher for wasu aba ha ebo mu bu ame no mu so akwale ni mama ame na akwala de ko school no Ndi se me ya ka me kwa nka mba ne die. Menyini se nka SS nko betumi akọ.
Mame Jesu.
Nyame obo soro.
Oba Thomas ni ana.
Onu no aba.
Thomas etisen.
Bache.
No kwese wa pass wasino.
Bache.
Unya he.
Bache minya 8 A's.
Na ye course ben.
Bache me general art.
Was school ben.
Bache adisek Adesu senior high school.
Adesu senior high school.
Bache.
And I me try 8 A's. That person kwan fa.
Bache me ko pese me collect.
University of Ghana.
Bache.
Na kwaye den
economics.
Person kwaye economics.
Bache yo.
Now ye course ben secondary school.
General art, but not me combinations na elective maths, geography, economics and government.
Eti English unya 1.
Bacha.
Social studies 1.
Bacha.
And then inter science
1.
Bobo mame.
Social studies A1. Inter science A1. English language A1. Core mathematics A1. Elective mathematics A1. Geography A1. Government A1 and economics A1.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Obre no enye obre hu. Nyame be manesa so ama oboafo bi abeboa what it. Sisi ana obi person oboa wa, how does the person come to help?
Sisi ana de obi akoma na opese oboa me a. Me de na ma no ebetuja na wa opese oboa na sika bi a wada horoma o de asend ya afa so. Amen. Nti number no ye 0546 284604. Misa repeat bill 0546 284604.
Okay. Na nti ye betimi asan fresh sa number na ye pese ye hwe akikwan a then ya frɛ na afi ya timi abehwe akikwan na emoa bi ana scholarship bi kra na ye de amount.
Hi, Thomas Amoni. I'm a graduate of the Presbyterian Senior High School in Adesu and a beneficiary of the Free Senior High School policy. I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in Economics and Business Finance at Brunel University in the United Kingdom. And I would like to say thank you to the President of the Republic of Ghana and the Registrar of Scholarship for giving me this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, as far as I'm concerned, to study abroad. Thank you.
I would describe it as a transformative educational equalizer in the sense that it has made secondary education more accessible than ever, and not only has that been the case, but it also has provided materials for students, that to help them in their studies. So I think that is it has been a life-changing opportunity for students and students like myself who really had no hopes of affording secondary education. So yeah, I would describe it, like I said, a transformative game.
Nyankopon ene da na se o se ono ne nchechiremu ana yakase onbo ne tofa na adwen owofa free SHS one o se a transformative education equalizer enhyehyeye a abandia ba esakra niamumu prekope ema homesua ho ensem eye pepepe ema Ghana ni bia transformative education equalizer enam eno sunti nene amono ano hyesuaba adeso ekire baby a na wakatene fie even after blowing the exams no ene wotumi akoye degree economics and finance we are okoye nso no ense wakodi ekire. In fact, this gentleman efitamo ura school ni mo abroche memo no every term bia on betwe exams bia on a topic class no what topic class na the we school ema onya first class in economics and finance ya body nkese bia Thomas Amoni nyamishrawo nyankopon de wo kwan bebre ofaso a ode ehia ne mba nyankopon onyiyimu na ompemu nyankopon embre so na so kase ode ne nsa ebeto so a ohwese wo ye kese ana tente ana ketwa ana se wo mu odru ana se wo ye tietia se nyankopon se obehira wa ofa nneɛma bebree so ɛna ɔde hyira wo nyankopɔn emre ɛne mrepa ohyira wo wangu n'anim ase wode ahoɔden na akoma pan so asua adeɛ aba homɔde menne abodin kɛseɛ yi aba amɛnonyam hwɛ kɛseɛ aba ama wo emebi nso aka Ghana ene wonam internet so bebia obia ebo wodin nyame hyira wo sɛ wate anim na wate ɔman n'anim na wamenim guaseɛ ambɛka aban a ɔde nhyehyɛ papa yi aba na megidi sɛ enam wei so nti ɛbɛhyɛ Ghana fo mrantie ne mmaba ne nkola bebre ɔmo so ɔmo school mu ɛbɛhyɛ ɔmo nkrae ɔmo so mehu sɛ ɛmfa ho bebi awɔ ɛmfa ho bebi awo free ɛmfa ho tokura wo hyem na nado danko ekufo do MPP Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia at the senior high school free senior high school nhyehyɛ naba sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ Ghana bebi awo bia no wobɛtumi akɔ school na wɔn so ama wɔn ho kwan na wɔni so ade hu a wɔda akye no etumi abem sɛ yɛ nado free senior high school a anka wantumi ankɔ school nimpo enwie ama wabenya sa akonya kɛsie ankɔ abrochire ɛnyɛ nado danko ekufo do free senior high school a anka millions of Ghana phone caller ɛna ɛbɛka tena fie wote nkran wote kumase wote tema nti wadwi mu no free SHS anya de bia but there are millions of Ghanaians across this country free SHS ɛne de amom daache etumi akonenim ɛyɛ free senior high school pɛ ɛnene ama ohie niba eni osike niba etumi tena dai ba komu esuade ɛyɛ free senior high school pɛ ɛnene ama ohie niba etumi de ahomaso ɛne ahoden soroko ɛtena class a onsuro sɛ beza an accountant eba be pamon the school fees free senior high school pɛ ɛna ma akwala bi tumi fi bimbila ebe senko Wesley Girls ɛwɔ Cape Coast free senior high school pɛ ɛna ma akwala bi a ɔhyɛ amanhia ekyire ho baabi etumi free ho eba Presec Legon no ne Ghana ni bi ofi Ghana frɛ ne nyina etumi nya baabi etena na saa noma we asese ye ne ye bɔ ho ban ti na ɛma menua same oku asɛm ɔka no ɛma emu odruma me pa sɛ wobɛyɛ bibia wobɛka bibia ne mum hwɛ ene pa abɛnya yei ne gina so na fa to abamaye niema bebre ne ayɛ ba dodoɔ na nso na aka yɛ ntumi yɛyɛ sɛ wokasa wudi di aka yɛ ntumi yɛyɛ nko akyi a di ayɛ ne nyina bɛsɛe yɛ to abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na ɔmbɔ di ayɛ no ho ban na ɔne yɛn kambom na di aka yɛ ntumi yɛyɛ no so no ɔntumi mbo ayɛ den ɛnyɛ Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aba no same okose yɛn fa nkyekye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wambeti akoma nti naba no yɛn fa nkyekye yɛnsomu na yɛngyina yɛn naso prekope na yɛnto aba ɛma no Thomas uchinkwa Ghana fo bebre enye nkranhye ɛwɔ wa achievement na wa achieve nim ebusuafo bɛyɛ na wɔtwe baako na wɔtwe mienu yɛnkɔ the business of the day ensem bi ne nam niam bi ne nam ɛna buku bi ɛna japadeɛ ɛna yɛse nanado danko ekufuado ene nebusua atro book bi ena omo implement book no ena book ne mu niama nko na omo yusu niama bebree wenye new abato omre na aso aka 4 months ekoto aba NDC for strategy no tactics omo yusu efitete eno na omo yusu omo nsua hwe omo nsese emu ba kusi. Let me put it on record and put it on record here. There is no such book MPP ni bi atro be bia ye friend ejapade a NDC for creation. And that's not the first time. President Kufuor Breso Kuromu Yebi. I'm friend of the Great Ashanti Project. And also the same thing. Samu Bebrebe Kaya. That was the time NDC for catch Ghana for you. I said President Kufuor Beyo Mampenia. Obey capital ne fin cry. Not their kukumase. Now don't so ba the same thing. Also obey capital fin cry. Not their coachebi. In fact, I'm Kaya Kaya said President Kufuor. Why not just obey fa a prono a fin cry at their Ashanti region? They did it. They said it. The same NDC people. Now a kamia koye say afi bia ye betwa bebia no e say ndisi fofa intro mienu miensabi no mo denante no mo hopi se Ghana fo besom no mato aba momo say ye beka say ndisi nipa ye campaign or ka policy enyina so ye mfa to aba mo nye bida omo de ye mienu ye be di atem ne ya threaten wo ne the violence aye elections no de toso mienu no ene say ye be twa to opponent no so ne ya kyekere aso no ne ya bompa ye say nipa na okoto aba ne beje ntro ne som no mato aba etia no and in the 90s, they go into the year 2000 elections. NDC for say Kufuor will sack Zongo people from Ghana. Ye kwa elections no. Omo nante Ghana ha nyina ye banners. the bobo posters bobo zongos e catch zongo for nyina say samo to Obama kofo ne MPP for am pam zongo for nyina Afri Ghana na mo mpom asem omo say kofo will change the capital to Kumasi omo catch Ghana for say kofo say ye to Obama no be your mampani a one ne party MPP for your madwen say ye be yi capital ne fin kan na kofo de akọ Kumasi because I asantini NDC they did that when we were trying to come to office with President Kufuor as a flag bearer. Almost say Kufuor will carry the sea from the coast to Ashanti region. Almost catch a Ghana for you and say President Kufuor munim na samoto abamana. On any MPP man yoko na your madre so be fair prodon if in kind. Normally a call Kumasi. This was the NDC in the early 2000s. As in ever called the year 2000 elections. We no mukuki omo no aye at the two MPP so. 2004 almost catch a Ghana for you and say President Kufuor any broni bi akwakowo broni ne friend Gizayazi na wa wontafo Paul and Peter e transfer to papa so e catch a Ghana for nyina say e na ye dwamanfo e no ye say say be on be gu ne ho fi na ya to abetia no se ne e na Gizayazi ne ntafo Paul and Peter beba yenim but in the year 2004 elections no NDC for no one trouble ako e do to President Kufuor so hotel wa almost say President Kufuor your mind seeker with your mind seeker you know they akoto hotel Africa Region Hotel Emma edru baby omo ye ho demonstration e ka ho nsem bebre simply because e say they intro esoa no near to abetia no NDC strategy going into election 2008 the Great Ashanti Project Bank of Ghana missing gold reserve propaganda by and the General Secretary of the NDC yeko into 2008 elections no wo kuobi na a friend say set the record straight to say bibisa na joy an say wo kuoda bia ba be press conference we twa trouble akwa na mienu okanya kaye etwe wo ni newspaper mu say President Kufuor ni naban ewia Ghana ye go the World Bank of Ghana nyina e de kwa bruchiri he said that and published that in his newspaper Fifi Kwete General Secretary of the NDC ene owie no and on the party for I printed document bi now nim omo printed the bill bo kromu nyina say a bank statement of MPP mpenimfo omakonya ewo Prudential Bank NIB Bank GCB Bank ADB Bank no mo printing MPP for mpenimfo bebre pepe bi no mo printing no mo yanete say your original bi no mo de niam bi stamp so no unam krom no mo cheche mo hwe Kufuor ne mpenimfo mo ya kronfo omo bank statement a leaking ye krei omo we are 2 billion we are 5 billion we are 6 billion keka ni nyina no mo ko printed document bi beto obonte se hwe evidence e kire se mo hwe document nkrata e kire se MPP President Kufuor na ban ewia Bank of Ghana gold nyina de kwa brote ni no mo share document across the country in the same year 2008 almost say Ghana MPP aban President Kufuor ban aton Ghana and crime lands nyina mamoho. When as a matter of fact, let me put it on record here today and now. No political party be anyone not buying penny for aton aban ejapade and saseni aban fini eduma NDC. No political party. NDC penny biya from the top to the bottom. O biya etobi. Omo ton to say chupa chops. Omo ton factories to say chupa chops. Omo ton sase to say kelewele and tomatoes. In fact, NDC pe any aman yokua omo to be called parliament e ka kire MPs ne say mon chekire mra mayen na sa mra no de e pese ye de mra ne ya ne say ye de beton oman ne japade oman factories ne oman ne nsase omo ton oman we nsase ne japade e fe ne say factories nyina enso omo bo modin to be cookie document bi e ye nhoma bi ye nkrata bi stamp ye e de nante Ghana he nyina atwantroto na na dodan Kufuor ne President Kufuor aban so in the year 2008 say mo hwe omo wia omo tonton enkanfo nsase nyina omo tonton Ghana nyemenya mewa they were the actual corporate ebiam omo say na na dodan Kufuor do ye pamono efi Oxford omo say ye pamono from Oxford University Emma to the extent that also University at Troy ye kra ebe ka che NDC for say enya no kra they say NDC you omo ka to Ghana for trim in fact omo printed document che say sacking letter free Oxford omo ye fake sacking letter free Oxford the che say ye pamon na that don Kufuor the free Oxford omo cheche free Ghana fa Ghana he nyina It took the Oxford University to write and say "Sasem no mokano," and yen no cre. In some brain, no moka for another danko kufa in the year 2008, or ye weed smoker, or ye cocaine dealer, or pema, why yes, in fact, or makayaka say on one yere kurano, or no kuno. NDC4. That is how wicked they can be. Omu bi omanu. Ehwe papa nanim ka say ne yire ne hokafo a odono. A ono ne wo ma, a ono ne te no. NDC4 the year campaign e twanto to do say ono na that dan kwaku do. So ne yire ekunu. The NDC. In the year 2012-2016, omo say samotu abama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obeyi capital town no every na na do dan kwaku fodo a moto ban man na do dan kwaku fodo a obeyi capital no efin kan e de akɔche bi na obema ɔchehene aye the most powerful king in this country. And also omo ye ho document e ye ho krata troye e cheche fa Ghana ha nyina na sambre no ne social media 2000 2004 2008 2012 2016 na social media no entintim ye te say entintim ene no nka niema ye bette wo ya sum sambre no but they did it. They pasted posters of all these things across the country and lied to the people of Ghana and said, this is the evidence. These are the documents. These are facts. This is evidence that Nana Danko Kufuor, President Kufuor, Omo Ashanti, Great Ashanti Project, Ombe Yi Capital, Efinkra Akochebi, Ombe Yi say, Eye ni nyina for my way, simply because non pese Ghana for eto abamomo. That's what they wanted to do. In the year 2024, the same MPP, the same NDC in the contest, NDC for society. Only the same strategy aba. This time, Oma kofa book bia, Oma koshe demu, akeka stories, news items. Oma keka boom, inti asamne ba, Oma fa no me da ka ho. Oma keka ni nyina boom, no me dey up to abontin say, eye book bia, na na de dan kwaku for de busu ya koshe demu no ma tro na no na mo hwe no mo implement e wo Ghana ha. Complete fabrications. Complete lies. How can we be so wicked as a people? Edi enkwa tumi keke. Na wo petumi a, wo opportunity. We live in a democratic country. Wo opportunity say obe chire Ghana ni no kwakoto aba no. Die enti oto aba ma wo. Ade na won ken no. Why do you fabricate stories? Your entire career, mo party ne ba ye nyina, mo party no consistently every single elections. This is the historical fact. Must come up with one or two lies to destroy your opponent. Why? Why? And then North Town MP Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa aye no say ne propaganda ken. No kre no adane no. No account no the brofo bebre bia fefa ho no ebiem. Enti sa wo kind na de ana wo tie so okasa na wan to obo entie ne yi a wo bedwe se do aka ne no kre anti sa wo beto obo ase no wo hwehwe no say or they give votes. The same strategy. 90s, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2024, NDC and Sesaya. A yentro. No creba componim. Complete fabrication. Book no mfere Japadiano. NDC 4 net nase. Na ya buka. Uko almost say na the book remubiano. Omo implement it. What the NDC has basically done is that omo niama na omo kikafa MPP ne na Nana Kwaku Foado ho before 2016 elections no ye ba power in the year 2017 pe na omo ka sa niama ni nyina abomu omo ka sa niama ni nyina abomu na omo tro ne book and I'll prove to you say they actually wrote a book in the year 2017 changed that book in the year 2020 by simply putting together all the stories and news and incidences between 2017 and 2020 and they named it as an Ejapadia document. Into what do you uncoswa? What kind book now? Who feel say a book I tried that niema woman ebem is a complete fabrication. A niema ya reporting in news in confor articles or matro stories and confor no market boom no me share book in the year 2020. But you see, Sadiamo way air koswa. Some of us are not surprised, and this goes to my Gen Z friends. This is the NDC party. This is who they are. It's we are Gen Z. They be all kotoba won nim party no maka sem bia to tem ntu wugidia. So pick your phone, Google about the NDC party, and you see who they truly are before you make a decision and you make a choice. Omoma mpeni no di omonim nanka se bia na no aka se abato ombre ebeso a and tro kakra omu the film ni ade mo me have video the okaye. Listen to what the former president himself said about lies during elections.
Emrepi, you know, say it drew election timer. Na amanyoko bia epre. Nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma adane ama o eno na obeka. Nti entra now the film. No cry now the film. Ya the frefra. No cry no ho yenka. Na ya the intro film.
Nti dia obeka bia ma nipa adwen adane ama o no eno na obeka. Nti entra na dia film. No cry na dia film. This is a former president of our nation. This is supposed to be our role model. This is supposed to be the leader of this nation. This is supposed to be the statesman of this country. Telling the young people of this country, say, I'm not one brain aso. Ye kotuaba. Inti dia ubeye biya na wasesa nipa dweno. Ubeye entra na odi film. And ye miracles. And I make catch. And your Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na asoma me se me fa ma no be kancho. Wa hwe video no. Wan kasa wo de waso ate de okaye. Na wa wo de wani hu no e wo video no. How can we leave the destiny and the future of our country in the hand of such a person? A man that is seeking to lead this country. A man that is seeking to be president. It will be an anoka say, "Ambato bre aso. Dia wo be ye bia wo de be sesa ni padre no. Wo be ye entra now the film. No cry now the film. How can we put our destiny in the hands of such a man?" And this is they executing what the former president is talking about. The Omanpeni Dada Jomahama Ekano and no pepe na if the 90s ebepem 2024 NDC4 yeno. We lied for power, says Fonka. The Ashanti Regional Chairman of Friends of Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins has stated that the ruling National Democratic Congress lied for power. Rashid Abu Al-Hassan said all the things the NDC propagated against the SY Kufuor regime in the run-up to the 2008 elections were lies. All the things our leaders said about former President Kufuor's government were lies that were thrown with a view to causing public disaffection for the then government in order to make us win the elections, Abu Al-Hassan emphasized. Or say, and somewhere yem penny for any ye party no, ye kafa pampeni John Kufuor nyinano. Na yentro no kreba kokrampo enim ye kanesa akwa enye ono pe na wakasa asem no momentie dia afifi kwete otwa ntro for mampeni Kufuor ne MPP aban in the year 2008 elections. Ghana for gina sound tro no so because it's the documents by omo printing document so na wa printing Japade book here you omo printing for Ghana he nyina anti we ye Ghana ni na hu book document bank statement a say o man penin Kufuor na ban wi Ghana gold nyina akwa aburuchire and o bank statement o wi Ghana scan nyina wo begedi nti no kre Ghana for bebreji die na ye to abama ndisi aban ye to man wi na onya appointment o mo ye the deputy finance minister and a parliament minister tanya bia ensem na wo kafa o man penin Kufuor ho no wa ba ban mu wahu wanya nyina so wakohwe gold no e wo ho na say eni ho mo mentie dia fifi kwetikaye.
Defense. Since then, have you had any evidence that indeed the MPP administration has sold the gold reserves?
Mr. Chairman, in all fairness, I mean, it was not long after that when it was obvious that the story was not true. And I was one of those people who clearly spoke to it because there was no basis at all to the story.
Did you use the same medium to publish that what you put out there boldly was incorrect?
Did I use the same medium to say so?
Yes.
I used even a greater medium, which was my voice, which traveled much further than even the paper traveled.
The chairman, this is laughable. This indeed.
This is the General Secretary of the NDC. Or that's who on call baby I what is the chain. Then pipe nyina say the new lie omo cookie e dey ahye book mu omo fe ne Japade book no omo twa omo chechire ato wona omo dey asoaye no ne pipe nyina say bebem na se nyama mboa na se bem na se ye gire no so to abama NDC a your car in 2009 after Owini power no sa na obeka che Ghana for say book ne dey na enim ye na ekeka boom ne dey so a omo. This is the NDC for you. And that's why we are saying that we shouldn't allow them to hoodwink us like they did in the past. Remember your mom quite no mon dada it is no mon dada and nano na akano. Mo kai say me catch them say long before the Nadu Dan Kweku for the bar bemu, as far back as 2008, and the NDC for sure say omo kan sem omo try so omo be ma achim for na sante for ntemu ntokwa bia bemu. Ntomo hyase say na Nadu Dan Kweku for de samoto obama na obeti asanteman ho den so obeti asanteman tumi so obama asanteman ho de yakose na asanteman na obecheche asanteman asanteman sha se se omo preji omo ho ekon agina ho aboa emaga na manyina tumi aboa ye ho akabom no eyene na Nadu Dan Kweku fado se wo ogidie se na Nadu Dan Kweku fado betumi ate asanteman ho den so a na me nim oman ya wo frim eti ye ba bemu in the year 2017 pe and then this is for ekofa the first book sa book no omo to the Achim Mafia plan. This is the book. The Achim Mafia plan. The way forward after Nana Akufo-Addo. The first person who posted document way NDC Nibu Trust and Kweku Yenchi posted on 14 January 2017. This was 7 days. 7 days after Nana Akufo-Addo has been sworn in as president. The way forward after Nana Akufo-Addo is sworn in as president. And then unim omo tro book no essence no medi kan akato Ghana for nyina etim say no Nadu de oni achemfo ba o mechechire oman nafa no mama oman no etese Ghana no ko meyi capital efin kan e de akoche bi o mema asanteman ho de so abafam omo keka sa na mani nyina nti omo kanema no omo kan during sa campaign period nyina abomu de share book mu no omo de share homem right after Nadu came to power. This is what they did. O kan book na bedu baby omo say as for Alan Chemantin, his popularity once more has surged up with both within the party and the country. In all honesty, he has made so much gains for Nadu and our 2016 campaign so we must be careful dealing with him. In spite of the good works by Alan, he remains the #1 threat with the potential to stand in the way of Kenuforiata becoming president after Nadu. NDC for etro book no sabe esane se niswade hu niswa na adwen no anye emburo bia adwen tunti no omo ye mistakes nkete bi wade na omo tro ye nim ye bepa hu entoma akere mo. In this book 2017 version of the book no NDC for tro wo mu say omo ma ne ye te say na Nadu eni nebusu aye omo adwen se na Nadu fi aban mu a Kenuforiata na ba bedi na Nadu ade enti according to the NDC this was supposed to be a planner. Nana Dan Kweku for the Nebusia for a follow. Enti Kenuforiata eba beji Nana do ade nemum omo de omo adwi mu no omo se nipa obetumi ya Kenuforiata kakra na ye Alan Chemantin. That is what they put in the book. Enti say wutifie na say what kind book bi say ya. Of course. Quickly, why have beji book dedi? Because no mo si ahye book ni ade no obeji ni nyina edie follow. Mamika asem nchiro. Almost 4 versions. They have done 4 versions of this book. Now, what kind second version? No. Now, what kind third version? No. Now, what kind fourth version? Now, we say there is no connection between the 4 versions and this 2017 version. It's because 2017 the year in some of them during campaign time. If I another who am kikabo muninti. Omo twenya ye 2020 no. No more year a second version. In the second version, what they did was that Niama SCC dada between 2017 yaba bemono bepem 2020 no more canning in our bomunti or fast story we are online story reshuffle and another beye or ye ya no much omafa say o movie we fi ministry we are na story neba no mafa o canning in our bomu no more share the second version, the 2020 version of the book. Sambre ni mwa ena minerals income fund, minerals investment income investment fund project na buy pese oye in ensuring say ye betumi enya ye sika ye goodie hu sika no bebre ne yetumi dia chechero man no ejapa project na ba be no sambre ni mwa na ejapa project ne ba ye nti omuhu say now this ejapa project has come and hu sema ye bebre pe ina omo sesa book ne din from almost a book reading from the Achem Mafia plan to the Ejapa dear. And clearly, there was a 2017 book that was completely different. That book was a compilation of entronic propaganda. Omo kafa na nado dan kweku fado ho. Eno mo twen ya ye do 2020 no. Ina niema esisi dada no. Omo ka ni nyina bo mu into a book. And omo frɛ book no Ejapade, and the reason why they call it Ejapade was because tama na sa Ejapa project ne ba so no propaganda omo de frɛ mu ne say na nado dan kweku fado ene na busuafo efa Ghana gold nyina akɔ. And as a Ejapa project, and a very popular term in Ghana. Somebody the title of the book. This book, 37 pages. The very first one I'm in 2020. No. And if you walk on, Bibiaba, no more the Akushim. Bibiaba, no more the assembly see na. And I say, comedian started say, Koswa, no more can stories now, no more revise from the share book. Now you see, a son is a when they came who book no ba could be a painting. So when you saw screenshot now on my second when I say, hey, it's where's we booking him, it's where's we booking him. Until I bet you the say, oh, now book no, say you're in Trump, say the woman be no SCC, and you're no credit. The fact of the matter is say, open kofa any of the books na kind. Ube say, content ni be a 37 ni no, any 38 pages in him. Third version about current one no, the 39 pages. Assembly see ya no more update. No more put it and not out. But Esther say one kind book now completely nti. Unya who person oh say way nti way so book him without really comparing. And I can tell you, if you compare all the 3 books, 1, 2, 3, 4 versions of the book, you realize that they are completely different. It was your for na sebi madaroma say ya dwen ye adwuma kra say ya dwen ye adwuma kra yembisa ye ho say na nado don kweku for the na busu afọ tenaze say ye be fa Ghana man na ye be ton afa na omo tro book no na book no omo call printing press e ka che printer say ya tro book e de ba be che Ghana afa enti yesrew print book ni man na ye nkoton book no because me kan minua madam for pa Eugene say to or a journalist e wo Kumase or say I first came across this book in 2017 on KNUST campus. It was a hard copy document. That is the Ejapade book or document. Is it real or fake? It was said to say, or no, in the year 2017, you know, hard copy of sa book way, na nyebia Mr. Mu. Enti, nipa na mo say, omo tumi atena se atro book. Ema book no, mo kremi say, book no nsemu nyina esisi no. Enti sa nipa we, enhu nyansa. Mom printing book no or the printing press your cover page your bibia ekoton. I mean, how do you even expect a 9-year-old to even believe this? 9-year-old, me about 9-year-old crowd will say them be like now where you doing? But of course, and this is for a pia asayemre because omo dane nsem no into what one hour shall be said omo kano no kre. This page, sa page we, sa ukofa first edition we ya. Ube say this part of this document where it talks about EcoBank, any Osafuma Afuba, any Senate, no, you realize that this document is not in this first document. And see, what happened was that immediately, Omampeni Kufu the year in such a kakra, it was Senate pepe. You know, muko update document no. You know, almost share that document no. Enti esa say we paying nti. Se wo say oma share bibi say no more update no more share that document here wadwen enkoso. But the fact of the matter is that se wo sa first document we ukohwe na ubia wo say sa paragraph we on Senate no, it is not in this first document. Enti anye bia mpamocho na na dan kweku fa na ebusu afotro book no first version omo ye no mo ko print ye no mo ko tonton ye ana eliki ye okay omo ko tonton ye dia ene ebusa obaba 9 years kwa na cheche ni mu say asem we ono ka che na obaje dia na so mo ko tonton so na eliki ye dia enti mpamocho first one liki ye second one liki ye third one leak here. How? Eba ne say ena Eco Bank Senate asemono any first version him. Eba ne say ena Senate asemono any second version him. The second version, it doesn't have this insurance page where nyina any first and second version him. Eba ne say ena insurance page nyina enim. Enu ti make catch say the NDC for ye nyina ne say asam ni sia na say omo say asam na sipe no ma fa no ma da ko hye omo update book no. Until normally you realize that normally what happens is that in the morning we be nyane no ma fa page ba ko no ma de say omo second ho no mo circulate but esa ne say we hu we painti what you nkra enkoso. But I can tell you, go and pick the 3 versions of this book. You'd realize that there are a lot of things a what current version no my no current version no my no de senate de ne be mu no de judges de supreme court judges de no e be mu. When you go and check, you realize that they do not appear in the previous versions. That is how wicked the NDC can be. First version 2017 and I'm the show no now I'm can say me show say book no ye book and another dan kwaku for the busu for the troya and 2017 version should be the one that we should see being implemented. How come 2017 someone mo troya no emu bia mem until 2020 there na e be tro nsema SCC between 2018 and 2020 in summer SCC between 2018 and 2020 nkwa and a wo book nim 2017 there bibia sa enim. That is why I tell you say assembly sia no ma for no dia shame no ma share. It is never true say whatever is in the Japadia book is being implemented. Rather it is what has already happened. And no for no dia share book nim no ma distribute on for no dia share book nim no ma distribute. And that is why each of the versions are be kind you realize that some of the information no eni ebimu. That is the reason why it's happening that way. There are 4 versions of this book. And some part of the book right Obi article awakwa Professor Kwekwaza article awatro. No trauma CD no. Omo fani nyina word for word no mo share book nim. Na mbisa mo question no. Na ekufa de ba ba mu. In otro book 2017. And so otumi hu say Professor Zabetro article 2019. E ma ne fa Professor Za article no 2019 no. E she 2017 book man. How does this even make sense? Opa, kwa page 33. Okan page 33 ya obemu say Professor Stephen Kwekwasare book na ne article no troye e was Center for Democratic Development. So omo for the whole article omo nja ba akumpo. Omo for the whole article no omo de share book nim. Na book na dan Kweku for the nebusu for troye say o de be chechire oman no e ba ne sen e na sa book no etumi ade a Professor Kwekwaza etro so many years after March 13, 2020. March 13th, 2020. There wa he nyina mo kan nyina yi book ni mu page 33. There wa page 33 of the book ni nyina no. Eya ade a Professor Kwekwaza na troye e de to online March 13, 2020. Omo copy ni nyina na omo share book ni mu. Na do tro book no March 13, 2020 na. Book na NDC for say na do implement no. E ba ne say and at the year 2020 article Professor Kwekwaza atro no ni nyina ebe find itself in the book. Everything verbatim word for word. Omo yiba akukre free ho. Omo say the GATT Amalgamated Trust received 800 million from government to ensure that ADB Prudential Bank NIB were able to meet the minimum capital requirements set out by the Bank of Ghana. These banks are either governments when nyina wo book rim anye bia banking sector clean up no ye nemrebe. Book I will say a strategy. Obi ba abemu watro or they running on minor. Supposedly a blueprint document or they running on minor. How did you get to know about 800 million specifically that was given to Amalgamated Bank? Omo decided way a share book. That is why when you go to the second version of the book, immediately a Bank of Ghana a release the idea way on the 4th January 2019. Resources from GATT will be used to recapitalize the 2 state-owned banks to help drive and promote share book page 33. No tambe share page 33 book also be a strategy I will implement The person says the Ghana Amalgamated Trust received. It's another babemu. Nano strategy. But one trust strategy this we do 2020 no and try all trust. These are all stories are a CA. Banking sector cleanup 2018, 2019 stories. A CA and a 2020. And let me show you. This is the book. Cover page of the book. Please, can you open the PDF file of the book for me? The cover page of the book has the date. Please open the PDF file of the book for me. The cover page of the book has the date of the year of the book. AD 2020. AD 2020. AD 2020. That is where you can find a friend is saying book no. And then when you open this book, great. Okay. This is the date of the book. AD 2020. AD 2020. It means that it is established. Say this version of the book was written in 2020. This version of the book was written in 2020. How is anybody convinced that a strategy book was written at the end of somebody's tenure? How does it even make sense? How does it make sense? A strategy book that has articles of people. A strategy book that has news from online portals. How does this even make sense? But we are speaking about this today because your former president what in another to adiewemu fake and the party for ye and I support it. Fake document, completely fake document. Now okay, I say book ni dey ABA fake and so niam wo mu ni nyina ne dey aban no implement it. What is true is that niam wo mu ni nyina niam SCC because ye banking sector cleanup. It is our book in 2020. Now the banking sector cleanup shiba because they see that. Because they see that. Ofa book na. In fact, in seminar affair na sino. Omofa normal update no dey shame. In took of a previous version of the book. Sa in seminar see and no dey shame no. With the previous document. You see it only in the current document. In fact, some of them they almost share book ni nyina o. Eya no be twa book no. One page bi no the red pen afa ho no ma share but esa say ya kan book no ye ho painti and no what 2020 say oh na say the book ni mu nyina no eno na ebe mu no. I can dare you go and pick the book and tell me one thing that is in the book NCA abem. Every single thing that happened between 2017 and 2020 is what is in the book. Adie bia NC wo book ni mu no and see between 2017 and 2020 in here. So it hasn't happened. But the book is simply a compilation of things that have happened between 2017 and 2020 stories. Bank of Ghana stories. Individual person stories or matro. Normally a beshem. Niyama akoso dada. News portals are reporting. Normal copy. Normally a beshem book. How are you telling anybody that this is a strategy document? How are you telling anybody? Say this is a strategy document. To the sense to be cast a friend is saying in the book almost say na Danko Kufuor and in the Russian allies. And you know they are Russia for Bekebia or Beye. In fact, the evidence even Nana Danko Kufuor, a lot of the decisions that the UN has to do with Russia Crampono or to about differently. Ghana, yet to about in a different way. So how do you even support any argument with that? Almost say a picture be. And the picture is supposed to be Nana Seforiata the first. Nobody has a book name. They say, almost say a chem for Beji or minor fa into almost far picture. No, two kind book now. Almost says our group picture way, a book name. And according to them, this group picture is supposed to be Nana Seforiata. Mr. Mo. February 1st, 1896, exiled Prempeh the First and his retinue arrived at Cape Coast. Nana Prempeh the First. And then the powerful. And so NDC for e de akwahye book mu say book and another Danko Kufuor de ne busu afo troye no omo nim omo hire and omo nim asanteman hene. So mistake omo ye no omo ye book na omo paper omo hu nti they couldn't find a picture of Nana Seforiata the First. no mo kofa picture wo Google na say prempe the first no mo di be shemu na wo gidi say Nana Dan Kwakufa na busu ya tro buka na so mpe so mo de Nana say oforiata ba book ni mu a on ba kofa Nana say prempe picture on be mistake wo gidi so be mistake because the NDC were cooking this and they didn't have a picture omo nim sa picture wenti they put a wrong picture in place of Nana say oforiata and they are telling us that we should believe it. A book that has Nana say prempe the first as Nana say oforiata is supposed to be a book written by Nana say oforiata and his family. Assembly see ya no makofa no mo dashe Absa Bank yeah nidin Absa no ebe I think the name came around February 2020 inti abane say and a book Nana Dan Kwakufa na ebusu afo atworo a mo so be bu o mind Nana do ba mu 2017 Nana do to me ka say Absa formerly Barclays what it means is that Absa na enka no ye fe no Barclays so Nidin Sisako Absa in the year 2020. How is anybody being convinced that this is a strategy document? This is after Assembly Syria no mako update book no. Assembly Syria no mako update book no. Syria no mako update book no. Ebi won so omo de omo hwehwia eti miracles no. Say jama wan hwa ye be no information minister, ye be no energy minister. Miracles na eni mesiko no. Wan hwa ye be no education minister, ye be no friend say petroleum minister. No mako update. We would in the year 2020 make Dennis Miracles Abuaje the energy minister so that he can nobody a share book him. Efa na fa amfa na say omonye hwe. In fact, in some of the versions grampo no omo yi free mu omo yi niam na bi omaka eden efree mu Barclays Bank Ghana now Absa Bank 2020 February. How do you tell me say buka ya tworo in some na woman ni nyina ye niam SCC dada no ma catalog the omo tworo kye mu a enu nyansi in the past and say ye tworo book ni bia no ensi. Listen, omo tworo book no second version somewhere in 2020. Now, adia bia was that 2020 book in bia BBAC between 2017 and 2020. There is not a single incident a book in my SC between 2017 and 2020. There SC bia in 2024 2023 no any book in a update on makwakwa so for first version now you will not see the current matter in that version. Every other thing they said never happened and nothing of such has actually happened. Nana Dan Kwakufa any gabi trader ko ni MPP etro book ama MPP a on best spell Kojo Oponkroma din sei Kojo Oponkroma na akwala awoji subscribe to me spell Kojo Oponkroma din a on your mistake. But you see, because who try because who yenda enti ahopepre enti Kojo Oponkroma no ni din kwa we hu tro mo say is Kojo o mo say we make Kojo Oponkroma minister for communications minister and you be Kojo Oponkroma communication minister. Ade na mo ka say a perfect document bibia ekoso no anya Kojo Oponkroma communications minister because they see ya no makofa mo don pechina me yi Kojo Oponkroma kwa that ministry mo wan say another version of the book aba no ma trouble foforo in the next government 2021-2024 government has already convinced Nana to move Kojo Oponkroma to the communications ministry to continue the clampdown on the opposition as well as not too friendly radio and television stations. He is already excited about this promise on two grounds. He will be deemed to remain one of the loyalists for the future. Secondly, that ministry has one of the richest, hence a conduit for him to increase his. Nyase biye nim. Osha, buafonu kra nye. Buafonu kwa mrichwa book nye de. Buafonu mrichwa book na ngasakra nye de. Ubaketwa or was free senior high school SHS1 krano. Or kan buafu we say I drain the deep buafunu echi no kranti. E ma buafunu ye de. Kojo Oponkroma didn't say this no. Lenti MPP4 any friend say Nana Dan Kwakufa do betro friend say Kojo Oponkroma di no meti Kojo Oponkroma ni odaso e wo ban nim on ye communications minister or ye minister for works and housing or ye afuase ye before member of parliament ni di say ni spell no. Bank of Ghana report e bae Bank of Ghana release report no Bank of Ghana release ya no mo faye no mo de share book nim no mo share book no. How do you write a book in 2020 and compile stories and incidences between 2017 and 2020? About the same outro book in 2020. Now compiling your ACC between 2017 and 20 now the share book. Now for anytime you be BBC no akwa update. Over 3 versions of the book am saying different. Ebi wo ha esi na e wo current version nim, wo hwe previous version nim. Enti sabe madaroma. Nipa na mo so mo twa book no ma bin to mo tumi implement bibia no. Enti mo nim nyansa. First one leak here, second one leak here, third one leak here. Aba. 2017 dia na mo twa ye no. Ba kumpo ni wa abem. It is only the 2021 am compile here. Modern Crawford stories in online portal shame no and modern am say everything is being implemented. I dare anybody to bring me the book. Let us sit down, pick all the 3 versions and prove to me which of the things in the book are NNC is not there. Everything in that book is what has happened. And now when it happens, then they will update and share. That is why there are 3 versions of the book apart from the 2017 one. Not a single thing in the 2017 version has happened. One impo any 2017 mo esi 2020 dey no mo cast stories in the bompe no mo dey achiraw o kan wi a na say hey we see here but you see you assume say book near 2017 no mo choro no 2020 enu nti na banking sector clean up no ko banking sector clean up in 2016 na ba 2017 book mu. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Now afede 2017 book no o kan ya almost say Kenoforiata na beji na nadan kwaku fado ade nti de omo ye nyina no strategy omo de Kenoforiata e ba be president edu 2020 version omo ye no 2020 version no after omo say in the 2020 omo say the person of northern origin should be the heir apparent omo tron to say na nadan kwaku fado na iron strategy bi nti Dr. Bawumia ba ya running mate na obuku ni mo why ena wo ye party mu a as at 2020, on to me predict say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was going to be the flag bearer of this party. Why? E see ya no me shame. E shame pe no me take screenshot. No ma cycle. Say na ya mo screenshot no. Say. Enti say we e ba say ni previous version ma say no mo ye no. No ma share we. Nto mo share we sana. Na wo kan we ya because we dey can who book ne ba ko that say but I can tell you. Who cover the previous version now kan you say we enim. You realize that as for Alan Chamanti, I think I've read this already. So 2017, our prediction was that Alan will be the flag bearer. 2020, we say I'm fana afede. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the obvious choice, no. You know, we call updating book, no. You know, we say a person of northern origin will be say, and then when you see it, you say, oh, at the end of the day, your friend is saying, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia befa. Na na dam koku for that plan a book that complete falsehood. Complete fabrications. Almost and na Nana Kwaku for that plan say or best shut it down radio stations be NDC for no wa general their MPP but radio station ba ko NDC ni dia ya shut it there their MPP. Mention one. But let it happen tomorrow. They will go and pick it and put it in the book. Omo kaya kai say nanado MTN everywhere you go. Omo kaya kai say nanado ebek go MTN. Meanwhile, the same people are moving around saying, say, Nanado protect MTN. Omo kaya kase Nanado, ebegu MTN. Omo kaya can say, yeah, PDS assemble. ECG PDS assemble pe. No mo edit book no mo di PDS shemu. It's when you go and take the second version of the book, PDS in him. But the third version, it has PDS. Meanwhile, PDS, Nanado in the trap PDS mu. Mustafa Hamid in our essay and a bubie no creba kumpu a womb. It is quite obvious this whole book of a Japadia Omachino a complete fabrication of the NDC. And a idea omo year was so and nothing ne or Mampeni Nankasa, former President Mahamankasa, and so Ekebino. Nankaya Sama and could be over your Mampeni dear. In some be say misinformation and disinformation be said dear. One for one no. Entum anka disinformation and misinformation say there nka won for wanuntum but on ene ordinary tum ekokan ya kan wo ye friend say the campaign to say ade ne de empo ti da kai o say empo say book na ye fake cry de wo mu ne de it is all being implemented mo boss video ne ma me mesrem quickly na you fan wrap it up.
There was an issue about a document called Ejapadia. They said it's fabricated. But even if it's fabricated, the implementation is not fabricated. Because everything that is written in that document has been implemented. So if really somebody sat and fabricated that document, then the person can really...
And my former president, no? Yenina former president. Obia former president. Odi Troy Hene, your Mahama. Odi Troy Hene, your Mahama. On one the beer no can say politics there. About 1 years wa. The Abeke be about to send Padre no beka. And try now the film. Ojina campaign trail. And also calf misinformation and disinformation. Say book and import na ye faker. Everything in the book is being implemented. I dare one person to come. Let us sit down and pick the 4 versions of the book from 2017 to the version 137 page, version 238 page, version 830, version 339 pages. Which of the things are in the book? Now, we are going for Obianje copy. They said the old book can be a basic beam. And yes, see, you are not more updated. Never send a book back, more versions back 4. I did almost say a strategic document and Nipane prepare answer about Bemuno. And Banisa now throw the 2020. Book no, what throw the 2020. And so when I'm say book no ye booker, ye implemented because Nipane try answer about Bemu. But the book was written in the year 2020. Nana do about Bemu 2020. Niama esi 2018. Ewo booker, what throw the 2020 mu I will say it's implemented. At the end of 2018. Banking sector cleanup 2018-2019 year no so the best book mu say meye who the best 2020 book mu but it's 2018-2019. Why are we this wicked? Why is the NDC so wicked? And the NDC for mutumo densa and the NDC for mutumo sumsa. Why? Bone ben and on my way NDC for all the way from the 90s 1992 1993 1994 5-6 all the way from the 90s bepemune mu de eno mukwa batu bia mu betwa ntro muntumi mfa no kreke to say emfa nkwa batu mu muntumi nka nche nipa no de ntu omonto abamamo this am de ntro ni nkontompo akasa ye de we 2024 1990 no man fi mu a ye de be fi mu 2004 elections na man fi mu a ye de be fi mu 2008 elections na man fi mu a ye de be fi mu 2012 2016 elections no man fi mu a ye de be fi mu. This is 2024. The new generation of the MPP, Yambediagro, mucho and trono 100 times. You best spend it time 200 times. Need the judisa and trono. Enumere, adia ba akope, eni ebedi hujuma. E japadi bukuno, a complete fabrication of the NDC. Eni nina so ketuwa se. Enye buku biya, edi trema bronti ase subia. Enye buka, NDC fokeka stories, online news, online stories, bubomu. Nyama esisi dada no mkakabo mu no mde bi eden eka ho na adechi bia no BBC no no mofa no mudi him enti book no your versions ba ko mako 4 wo fa sa versions 4 na e bia yesronko version 1 no ye 2017 die no bibia ni mu a esi ye 2020 omu se 2017 die no hwi ni mu esi ye no mbeka nyama esisi from 2017 to 2020 ekabo mu eye book elutina even things that happened in March 2020 krano e wo booka nipa no so tro in 2017 book and another dan kwaku for the tro ye no wo say all person of reata picture no ehu no ko fa asante hene nana prempe the first picture book was another tro ye so ba ba mu no nyema esisi 2020 March April February nyina e wo book nim book was another dan kwaku for the tro ye no e ba ne say na Professor Kwaku Azaa story our tro ye in 2019 or 2020 a wo book another and atena so no otro e ba ne say na Professor Kwaku Azaa story e wom na the year kware say omo the Professor Kwaku Azaa story ne be mu as if say na nado na yeden etro ye ma ho kwan e ma ntro say e fefe e wo ye mai we mu going into the elections. Ghanaians deserve better. Ghana for yourself at say mo be treat you with respect and dignity. Na mo di obuo amayen be ka chen the o pese e gina so eto abama wo be kire yen enhyehyɛ ya wo me ni adwuma me pa adwuma cheme the obetumi na adwuma ba me ntumi nko school because me ntumi ntua cheme kwa abefa so metumi akɔ school me ntumi rent dan because me niska metua rent cheme kwa abefa so abema me rentika me ye mfidi adwuma me nye sika na me de ahye me adwuma mu be cheme kwa abefa so abetumi nye sika e de ahye me adwuma mu me oba me di dwa wo dwa so me pemboa na metumi me dwadi akɔso be cheme de nti abetumi aboa na me dwadi ayden akɔso me ya brantia me pese me hye adwuma se foforo cheme de nti a ekwan abefa so abeboa me na metumi nya ahoden e da hye medwuma se sei na ye politics. John Mahama say abatom bre so a de obeke bia sese nipa dwo no beye entrokra na de afim. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say ye entreat nipa sa e de obuo ene ahobrase ene eni nipa tena. Wo de nipa fa sa akwan no so a na wabu nanim tia wanfo buo ma no. Ono ogidi say ye to abama na obe make sure say Ghana mebu ebetumi nye school mu kwan no manya skills o mu hia no mo de abeye adwuma. Obe make sure say mfidi adwuma ye bie no ye be bie ka ho. Automobile companies no dodo beba enu nti omo be ko technical and vocational school no o de mfidi no dodo beba o workshops nim no mo de sua ne tumi akwanim no mo wi o matumi abenya adwuma ne bia ye. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say obeboa ema 1 million young children ye train omo in digital and IT skills no matumi aye enwuma e wo wiase afa na nyina. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say ye nuanom ye papa no mo import ne ma fi aboche ene mo ye businesses o mo di dwa no or the new tax regimes aba wo ho beto duties na report no obeto se hwim na wo make sure say duties no ene togode no ebe ye pe ana ebe kofem ase no o se duty ye ntua duty wo dollars biem duty ye betua in cedis ye be calculate in cedis empo exchange rate na report no o se obe pege no no de gina faako se ne be ya wo betumi a predict na wetumi hu sika obehia e de yi woniama o se Ghana mebu nya gidie wonimu se ekwan bi obefa so obema Ghana ene abrochiman abeye pe no obefa so no ma ene abrochiman abeye de abeye pe ogidi say we chichi what do you compare other countries a nemu oyobia owo enisudi eni say enisudi hu a owo gidie kasese bia wo pese wo ye no sa woni omanfo ne kabom na mu nyina mo de akomakro adwenkro eya de mo pese mu ye bia ebebem o ma ye nyina so a ye nyina so efato abama no ye ndiatem ye kasentie nipa ye ntwantro ye nkasakasa nchia ye de ane se o wadwen foforo na adwen sonko de bebo man no odi ne huni ne hote o wakomapa o wodo ema Ghana ese former president Mahama monto abama no hwai momboa no no menya konwa no na de ono so betu ye no o meye ne ye hwe aha the next chapter show nyame ya doma ya wada ye besa so ehia wa ha. To my Gen Z people, I keep telling you, this election is for us. This election is about us. Let's be ready to understand the issues and vote based on the issues. Under no circumstance should we let anybody at all, exchange our future for their own personal gains. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is running against a former president, a man that had an opportunity to cause change in the lives of the people of this country, but failed woefully. A man in whose time, when we had difficulties and challenges, told us clearly that he's turned into a dead goat and he cannot be bothered by even sharp knives. A man who looked us in the eyes and told us that he's not ready to negotiate with our medical officers who were simply asking for better conditions of service. A man who said that he has seen so many strikes even during his first term and can no longer be bothered. A man who left this country in darkness for the entire period he was in office and sat down and ensured that thousands of jobs were lost, millions of people stayed at home, factories shut down. A man who sat down and allowed hundreds of thousands of young Ghanaians drop out of basic junior high school after basic education simply because their parents could not afford. This man surely cannot be one we can leave our future into. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been a fantastic vice president. One of the most vibrant, unarguably the most active vice president we've seen in our lifetime. A vice president that is willing to work with us to fix our challenges. He's one that believes that a lot has been done, but a lot more remains for us to achieve as a people, and is ready to rally us all together behind him and lead us into the future we desire and aspire for ourselves. Let's vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, not just for us, but for our friends, our brothers, and the generations unborn. I'll see all of us again on Thursday at exactly 7:30 p.m. Thank you for staying with me and have a very good night.